Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Monday, the 24th of November, 2025. We'll start off looking at the synoptic here at midnight last night. We've got this series of low pressures sort of straddling the north of England here. We're looking predominantly at this one to the west there, just nestled on the sort of northern tip of Wales there. That has in front of it this sort of trough here and one or two occluded fronts just coming out the centre. By midday today, that's moved quite considerably from north to south, now just nestled sort of on the Kent coast there, with that occlusion having moved through and a trough just sitting behind that there. Also notice out to the west coast of Wales there's a convergence as there was last week quite consistently, so we'll monitor that and see. It'd be interesting to see if that persists. But with this, it's quite typical of low pressure conditions, 989 hectopascals, so a bit windy, low cloud, and not very nice. Looking forwards to the next couple of days, clearing behind it, although likely leaving behind some wet air and sort of slightly windy weather, and that conversion is persistent until about Tuesday. High pressure starting to come in middle of the week towards Wednesday, so hopefully an improvement in conditions if we can get that to continue reaching up. Back to today, however, if we have a look at the sat pic, just looking at it live at the moment, you can see quite a lot of cloud thinner to the south of us, but plenty of it in the country. Evidence of that front having just gone through. And we can see that as well on the rain radar there. A lot big area of precipitation, most of it having cleared us now, and expecting that to be clear behind looking at the Met Office prediction starting 8 o'clock local time. You can see that once it does clear, there's the occasional very, very thin band, but nothing of great significance, certainly not until after it has gotten dark. The Odium TAF giving us a wind of 260 degrees, 8 knots today, visibility greater than 10 and broken at 4,000 feet. Although, as we can see throughout the day, we're got a considerably lower cloud base at times. So we came from 9 until 7 this evening, broken at 2,000. From 9 until 3 this evening, broken at 1,000, and from 3 until 7, broken at 1,200. So really the bulk of our day there is that broken at 1,000 feet, and that's above Odium, so it's probably around about 800 feet, so 800 to 900 feet above us. So not particularly optimistic there, and that is a prob 40, so that's more likely to happen. There's also prob 30 in for later this evening. I've broken at 1,800, but that doesn't affect us. Farnborough, the issue they have, so they're giving us 230 degrees, 8 knots, so similar with the wind. I think we can expect a bit more northerly in our area. Visibility greater than 10, broken at 2,500, becoming 350 at 10. Interestingly, they're coming quite considerably northerly from 9 until 11. There's a prob 40 between 9 and 6 this evening of 8,000 meter vis, light rain, broken at 1,200 feet. So that's more or less in agreement with what Odium was saying. Prob 30, tempo between 2 and 1,800 this evening of 360, 15 gusting 25. So they're suggesting that in the latter part of the afternoon, a bit windier and from the north with gusts up to 25 knots. Winds aloft, northwesterly, 30 knots, more or less, at flying height to the south of us, and to the north, similar, although almost straight northerly at 30 knots as well. But on the ground, you can see certainly initially light westerly becoming, if we look slightly later on today, northwesterly flow, and then becoming quite northerly later on in the day. Looking at the local Met Office forecast, that's just confirming that, beginning sort of west-southwesterly, going through westerly and northwesterly, until eventually we're seeing north-northwesterly into the mid-afternoon. Not particularly optimistic in terms of the cloud here, just pictorially, and then gusts here for the wind up to about 20 knots. Temperature-wise, probably about 6 or 7 degrees in the warmest part of the day. Obviously, feel a bit colder with that northwesterly flow, and temperature, or sort of beg your pardon, dew points of 5 degrees. Temperature we're currently up to down now to 4.9 locally with a dew point of 2.9, so a bit warmer than it has been in the last week or so. And there's the webcam on the south side looking west, bit of a clearance at the moment where you can see bits of low cloud on either side there. Light, so west southwesterly flow there, but a reasonable patch of weather at the moment. Skysight not particularly optimistic, showing here initially some low cloud, a little bit of drizzle, which hopefully has passed now looking at the radars. But a deterioration certainly throughout the morning into the afternoon, with cloud base probably down there at about, it's to be about 600-700 feet at most, with a little bit of drizzle as well during the day. So it's not particularly optimistic outlook. And Topmety is more or less in agreement with that. If this is cloud distribution starting at 8 o'clock local time, if we just run that through, you can see in our area here, we've got some quite thick AutoQ, but nothing particularly low level. But by 10 o'clock, the low level stuff starts to come in, and 11 it just thickens up. So that's cloud below 1,000 feet. Does break up and begin to clear behind, but it's dark by that stage. NOTAMs, so nothing particularly relevant with the conditions that we have today. So we'll move on now to the glider allocations. We have two K21s today for booked instructional flying, one K21 on the casual list, and a K13 for trial lessons. We've got plenty of single seater availability and one on the casual list with no instructor. Simulator for those looking to use that if the weather does in fact turn out not to be so nice, that's available. And we do have one movement this morning. It's scheduled at 11:17. It's an A319 arrival from, I believe, Gatwick. So in summary, we've got low pressure centered over the south of England, an occlusion and trough passing through early morning. That's leading to low cloud throughout the day, with a small chance of drizzle and a moderate northwesterly flow. If we'll more to see what this actually does, it's quite a wet air mass and unpredictable, so we'll see what the cloud does. It's okay at the moment, but we'll see if that deteriorates. If we do fly, or hoping that we do, we'll be on runway 27, and that'll be winter op, still landing on the grass, but aerotoning and winch launching off the runway, and that will be winching off the north side. As always, do not land or taxi across the disused runway as shown here in red, and there's our airfield set up to finish. It does have the winch on the south side in this case, but once the wind does go to the north, we'll be having the cables brought along the north side of the runway and aerotowing from the south with tugs landing on the south. That's all from me this morning. We'll see you out there shortly. So for a good day and keep it safe. Thank you very much.